Hello, welcome to Math for Elementary School Teachers. I'm Gary Parker at Blue Mountain Community College, and I just wanted to talk a little about the focus of the course. So the main focus of this course is the idea of solving problems and problem solving, and that's what math is for. Math developed so we could keep track of stuff that involves the idea of a number. And so we're just going to pick that idea apart for the whole year, and that'll lead us into geometry. So what is solving problems? Well, this little illustration right over here, let's get my little laser pen. I have 3 apples here, and my friend Julia, she's got 2 apples over there. How many apples do we have together? That's not a problem. That's an exercise, right? We would give that to first graders or kindergartners. Okay? And maybe the first time they think about that idea, it's a problem, but after that, it's not too much of a problem. They just go and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got 5 apples. Now, you might have had an algebra class, or this might be a problem students see in elementary school where they have to fill in the blank. What times 2 plus 1 gives 13? And they could guess at this. It's a little bit of a problem, but not too much. Once they do 1 or 2 of them, it becomes an exercise. And a lot of people are stuck on their math life being exercises like this over and over again, right? You get a worksheet and you do 20 of those in a half an hour. So these are essentially exercises. A problem is something a little bit different. So over here, I have this space here. So let's suppose this is a shed at my house, and it's 11 feet by 9 feet. And my wife asks, hey, can you put in a wall about 6 feet from the back there with a door in it, so that can be a nice space, maybe a sauna. That's a problem because I need to, draw out where the door is going to go, and I got to figure out how many 2x4s I need to make that happen. And I can't just say, I need about 50 or I need about 20. I got to draw this out and try and figure it out. That is a problem that's going to take me at least a page of work to figure out before I go to the lumberyard, so I don't buy too much. Maybe I buy too little and I have to go back and get more, but my time is worth money. Okay, so if I wanted to just add a new wall in my shed, that's a problem. I've got some work to do to make that happen. So I'm just going to go over an example of another problem we might come along. The kinds of problems that we're going to start off with this term are going to be relatively simple, but there's going to be a few I assign that are going to take on and off a couple of days work. Because you'll try, you'll make mistakes, and you try again, and you'll talk to somebody, and eventually you'll get it right. So if you can look at something and do it within a minute or 1 try, it's not a problem. It was an exercise. If you have to really sketch out and kind of play around with the idea, it's a problem. So we're working with problems when we have to do something we don't know how to do, and we have to do research and take notes and stuff like that. So here's the problem I'm going to propose. My young daughter tells me she's got some money, and she says she's got 54 cents in her pocket. It's like, oh, okay, well, what do you got? She's like, I got 54 cents. I mean, what coins do you have, dear? Well, I'm not telling, it's a secret. Okay, so I talked to her for a little bit, and she's not going to tell me, but she tells me eventually that she's got at least a quarter. She's got at least a dime. She's got at least a nickel. And she's got at least a penny. Right? And so she wants me to guess how many quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies she has to end up with 54 cents. So I could just start making some random guesses, or I could try to make a system. So I'm looking at this and saying, okay, well, pennies. She's got to have at least 4 pennies, right? So I could make a guess. Let's put down 4 pennies. Now, if I went to the store and 54 cents was my change, then what would happen is the checkout person would say, here's 2 quarters and 4 pennies, but they would give me no dimes and they would give me no nickels. Now she said she had at least a dime and at least a nickel, so this isn't what she has, right? So I would guess that, oh, you got 2 quarters and 4 pennies, and she says, nope. All right, so that's not an option because it doesn't fit the criteria that she said she had at least one of each of those. Okay, so then, I'm going to trade in one of those quarters. So a quarter is 25 cents, so that would be 2 dimes and a nickel, right? And then maybe the 4 cents. And she says, nope, that's not it either. Okay, so But at least I've got the one of each thing satisfied she told me about. All right, well, what else could I do? Well, I can't get rid of this nickel and trade it for some pennies because then I'd have no nickels, and she said she had at least one nickel. So the best I can do here is trade in a dime. So let's see, I keep my quarter because she said she has at least one quarter, and I'll keep one dime and trade that for two nickels. So that gives me 2 plus 1 is 3, and then I still have the 4. See, did I do that right? 25, 35, 40, 45, 54. Yeah, this still comes out to 54 cents, and she says, no. Like, okay, well, this could go on for a while, but no, not really. There's only finitely many options, and I just have to systematically go through them. Well, I'm stuck with at least one quarter. I'm stuck with at least one dime, but I could trade some nickels. So I say, all right, let's get rid of a nickel. That leaves me 2. That means I have to trade in for 5 pennies plus 4 pennies is 9 pennies. So let's see, 25 plus 10 is 35 plus another 10 is 45 plus 9 is 54. Yeah. So again, this option didn't work because she said she had to have at least one of each. This is a possibility, but she said nope. This is a possibility. She said nope. This is a possibility. I think I'm running out of options here. So let's see. I got to keep one. Got to keep one. I could drop down to 1 nickel, and that's going to leave another 5 plus 9 or 14, and that's like the only other possibility, right? I can't get rid of a quarter because then I have none, and she said I had to have at least one. Can't get rid of a dime because she said I had to have at least one. So it's got to be one of these 4 options. So I think I systematically found 4 different ways that one could make change for 54 cents using at least 1 quarter, dime, nickel, and penny. So I couldn't have none of any of them. So it's got to be this one she has, otherwise she was mistaken or didn't tell me the truth about those others. So finally she says, yep, that's the one I got. Cool. So what I did here was I made a table. I had to troubleshoot and make some errors on the way. Some days when I'm solving a problem, I make lots of errors. An error in my division, an error in a multiplication. I miss something I was told, like you have to have some dimes, right? So that was not an option. So when you're solving problems, when you're doing something new, expect to make mistakes. That's life. And it turns out that's math. We make mistakes and we learn from them. So introduction to problem solving. I'm looking forward to working with you this quarter. Take care and tune in again soon. Bye-bye.